Today, we're going to talk about how to make a full-time income with an online spiritual business. Hi, I'm Nikki Novo, and I'm a full-time spiritual mentor. I do soul readings and teach online. In our last video, I talked about how you want to start off as a practitioner. So doing those one-on-one sessions. If you haven't seen the video I did before, definitely check it out. I'll leave you a little link to get there. Let's talk about the 4 steps it takes to actually make that nice, solid, consistent income that we all dream of. It took me so long to figure that out. And it's so annoying because one month you're making like $500 and the next month you make $300 and then the next month you make $200. And we're really trying to get to that consistent place so that we can feel safe enough to leave that full time and do this work that we know is our purpose and that we're being called to. But sometimes it takes a lot of business knowledge as well. So it's not just, I'm passionate about this, I'm a healer. We also have to know more of the business aspects. So I'm excited to share that with you today. Step 1, you're going to decide on that one-on-one offer, which we talked about in the last video. So for me, it is the soul reading, but for you, it's going to be a mix of whatever it is that you have studied. And definitely, I want you to think a little bit about narrowing it down as much as you can. If you are just starting out, it's okay to be general, but at some point, you're probably going to be like, I don't just do healings, I do healings for mothers who have teenage boys, let's say. So like the more specific or more niche you can get, that's awesome. Don't be afraid of niching or being specific. Know that you will be able to do many things and teach about a lot of different things with time, but it is nice to start your business with one focused intention, and then you will grow outside of that. I actually started in spiritual dating, and now I'm very much known for intuition. So you will expand outside of that. But to start off with, it's nice to have a focus so that people know what to come to you for. So your first step is you're going to decide what that session is. I like to have a little bit of a roadmap for that session. So if you do a soul reading with me, I visit the Akashic records, I look for people's purpose and their path, then I look at the person's energy, I look at past lives. So I have these steps that I do, and I do them for every reading. And that is my method. That's also what makes it easy to just kind of rinse and repeat. So based off the things that you studied in your certification, you're going to come up with your own one-on-one offer. Step number 2, once you have that one-on-one offer, it's time to tell people about it. And I know this is a little weird because you're probably going to start off with friends and family, but you can make a little link, a little calendar link, and send that out to people and let people know that you're doing the whatever session. So for me, it's I am doing these soul readings. This is what it's about. So you definitely want to know a little bit about who needs this reading. What are people suffering from when they need this? What are they going to get when they have this session with you? And also, what is your process like? So how do you actually do what you do? So you don't even have to have a website. I know many of you are like, I don't have a website. You don't. You actually only need a little calendar link. There's a lot of different software programs that you can use to make a calendar link that connects to your calendar. And in that description, just write out the name of your session, what it helps with, why you love it, why you think it's awesome, how you do, what they can expect, and then the price right there. And people can actually pay you through these software programs. So you have your link, you're sharing it with friends and family. Really, I know that we get overwhelmed or I don't like social media. I don't like social media either. But you don't need to be making all this content to get people into your session. You can start off simply with referrals. So find out what you're good at and lean into that. So for me, I was good at relationships from the beginning. I like people. So referrals was my way. And the way you get referrals is you talk to people that have similar clients as you. So for me, when I was doing readings, my massage therapist was pretty woo-woo, and she had a lot of clients that I knew were gonna like readings. So I gave my massage therapist a free reading, and I told her, if any of your clients need a reading, please send them my way. So I didn't have to even have a website or put any sort of content up. I was just telling people, offering free sessions to people who I know also had people that would actually like to come to me. I'm not gonna go to, my dad's accountant who doesn't believe in what I do and offer him a free reading, right? Because his people are not my people, but my masseuse, her people are my people, and that's why I do that. So you can start off with referrals. If you like online stuff, then go ahead and you can do free ads, or you can do some content, but honestly, the first step is usually just those referrals. Step 3. So now you have your session, you know what it is. You've been telling friends and family and getting it out there and getting referrals. Step 3 is you're actually seeing the clients, right? So you have a few clients, maybe you set a little goal for yourself that you're like, I would love to have 2 clients a week or 3 clients a week, whatever that may be. And remember, it does take time, so don't be so hard on yourself if you are not making a full-time income the minute you like open shop. Most businesses do not make money for a few years, so this kind of work is a great side hustle for a while. I side hustled for many years. I was doing this work on the side while raising 3 little children, running my husband's business. My work was like not a priority, but I would squeeze in a reading here and there. And ultimately those readings became so popular that here I am and my husband doesn't work anymore and the kids are doing great. So just know that it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, but start off with little goals. So for me, it was like, I just want to have 2 readings a week and let it grow from there. Once you have the clients, the most important thing about the clients is not necessarily to get 17 more. It's really to be with them and collect data. And I know that sounds so masculine and unhealer-like. But what I mean by that is like, once you're with the person, you're gonna get to know them better. So like, what are they suffering from? What questions do you see your clients having over and over again? And also not only collecting from them, but collecting from yourself, because all of this like is in our head and we're thinking about being healers and all that, but honestly, it's when you're in the practice of being with a client that you're gonna find the teacher within you, which is my favorite part. Like, you're gonna hear yourself give these answers and give these examples that you're like, where did that come from? You know? And that's from the wisdom within you. And if you don't give yourself the opportunity to be with a client, even if it's just practicing, you're never gonna find the teacher within you. And then that's why we don't feel confident. So the cool part about this stage is you're gonna collect a lot of data from the person, you're gonna collect a lot of data from yourself, you're gonna build that confidence to ultimately become the teacher, and the teacher is where that consistent income comes from. Because the one-on-ones, you can only do so many one-on-ones, but this next step, which is step 4, which is more that teacher level, this is where the consistent income comes from, because you're kind of going beyond those one-on-one sessions. But you can't jump over the one-on-one session part because you need to collect that data. And what's cool about collecting that data is that you can make even other products that support your clients. So maybe you're like, man, I keep seeing these people come and they're all feeling like an inner child wound or something. So you create a meditation for the inner child. So you might have your session with your one-on-one client and you'll be like, oh, okay, that session was great, but I also think you would love this meditation that I created. It's $20, whatever. You can access it here online. I recommend Teachable. Put your digital projects up there and let people purchase that. And that is money that's in addition to that one-on-one. So you want to think about it when you go to your dermatologist. You know, you're paying for your like session with the dermatologist, but at the end of the meeting, they might be like, you know what, I really think you need a face wash, or you could use this like lotion, and they upsell you that. Once you get to know your person so well, you're gonna know what kind of upsells, which is basically just helping them even further, that is beyond a one-on-one, and those are your digital products. And once we start getting into digital products is when that consistent income that you're dreaming about and that you know is possible, that's when it starts to come in. So we have those one-on-one clients, we know them very well, and this is the fun part where you start to create things for them. So for me, when I was seeing my one-on-one clients, a lot of them had questions about intuition. They were just like, what is a spirit guide? What is energy? You know, what is a past life? All that. So I was like, I need to make a course that teaches them that, because I can't teach them all that in an hour. And also my readings were a reading, which was different than education. So I made my first spiritual course, and it was called Soul Seeker. I made it on Teachable, which again, I highly recommend. I've tried a bunch of different platforms, and Teachable is the best. Been with them for many years. Have made a lot of money through Teachable, through my courses. So I put Soul Seeker up on Teachable, and I would still do my one-on-ones. I wasn't really ready to completely get rid of the one-on-ones, but what I did is that if there was somebody who was like asking me these questions, instead of trying to repeat myself, I was like, you know what? I think you would really love Soul Seeker. It's $197. I'll send you the link after our call, and I think you're gonna love it. And sure enough, people were purchasing that after I had the sessions, and that's really when I started to grow. Beyond that, eventually people are gonna actually wanna spend time being with you. So I started to make these group programs, and I made my own certification on how to do readings. And that is like where the real consistent like replace your corporate job type of money comes from. But I would say that if I didn't know how to do like the little soul seeker course on Teachable, it would have been hard to do these like bigger courses, which for me, it's called Soul Reading Method, also on Teachable. So you want to start off with like the digital products, and the first digital product can be just a meditation, and then maybe it's a course, and then maybe it's a program. To me, a program is something that's bigger. It's usually like a container. They're with you for a few months and there is some like live interaction, and you grow into that. And ultimately there's not time for the one-on-ones because your business is really about these digital offerings. And that's where you get that flexibility. And, you know, I get to raise my 3 children. We've moved from where we used to live. We retired my husband because of all this digital course program stuff. And I'm still helping so many people. Like the heart is still very much there. So I really want that for you. I hope these steps were helpful. So let's just go over the steps really quick. Step 1, you're going to decide on this one-on-one offer. Step 2, you're going to get the word out. You're going to tell friends and family. You're going to get referrals. Step 3 is you start seeing those clients. You start collecting data. Who are you as a teacher? What is it that they need? How can you better serve them? And step 4 is you start to make those digital products for your ideal client, and you start to grow. So you can start off with a small digital product, you can move into courses, and then you can move into programs. And again, my choice for hosting all of that is Teachable. If you understand these steps but still feel like something is blocking you, wait until you see my next video, which is all about unblocking ourselves from all these things that we know we should do and want to do, but sometimes it's hard to do. I'll see you in the next video.